Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Jessica. It's another summer book club episode. This one is on prayer. Now, if you've been following along, you know that a number of Catholic YouTubers are reading the Handbook for Catholic Moms, and I will have links down below in the description to everyone else's video on this topic. Now, for the episode on prayer, I decided I would go into our church's library, which, if you've been following along, you know I have a long, interesting thing about churches' libraries, which I'll put about here. When I went in here to go and double check to make sure everything was okay and that there was nothing, I needed to put away, I found one of the little old church ladies who knows about the library, of course, was here because I have a ton of books all over the place in which I will now have to find a way to shelf or get rid of. But I'm here standing in front of the section we have on prayer because that's today's topic. And because another book, which ironically, given that I am in a library and, it's a book that I took out of my own personal library to put in a safe space so I will never find again, commented on the fact that for some people, reading religious books can be, in a way, a prayer. So I'm like, I'm going to do this in the church library. Plus, I'm working 2 masses today and, I have to put it out on Monday, so I'm filming on Sunday because, really planning ahead on this. Anyways. This book has a lot of interesting thoughts on, I'm never going to have this right side up, on prayer, and how to put prayer into your day, and things like that. I thought, seeing as how I just have a few minutes before I need to go and start working, I would put a few thoughts in. Like I said, the one book stated that reading, religious books can, help you be prayerful. This particular book seemed to imply that for some people it was, in fact, a way of praying. So, along with the various ideas that she points out and the fact that, you need to make time for prayer, otherwise you will forget about it, especially if you have little kids, you get busy with your day. Sometimes the only time you have a quiet minute is when you're in the bathroom. Sometimes you don't even have a quiet minute then, so to go and cut out time in your day and say, this is my prayer time, like schedule it. I have it as one of my checkoffs in my little program that I use for keeping track of my daily activities. And then the one book that I was mentioning, which I'll probably have a link below of the information once I find the book again, which of course is impossible because I put it somewhere safe, stated that for some people, reading religious books is a form of prayer. And so one of the things I do to get me in a prayerful mood, even though I don't consider it a prayer in and of itself, is I make it a goal to read about 1 religious book per month. Right now, as it's the end of the month, I'm 1 book behind. However, I did not count the handbook as one of my books yet, so when I get done with this series of videos, that will go on my list of books that I've read. And another thing that I do to go and make sure that I take time to pray is I actually schedule it into my day. Now, some people will mark off a certain amount of time, like some people are like, first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, I'm thinking about, do I have enough with itness to make the coffee so I can drink the coffee to get awake? So that doesn't work for me. Some people do late at night. Late at night sometimes works. Sometimes I get so busy doing stuff that my late at night is early in the morning. If you watch my video about sleep, you know that I am nocturnal, so that doesn't work good. So I just make sure to put it in my to-do list because I will check off the to-do list. I will make sure I get everything done on the to-do list. I had many years in which I stopped doing New Year's resolutions because I would make sure I had them done no matter what, and it, kind of overstressing and stuff. So that's one way I make sure I have prayer in my day-to-day life. I also recently went in on my program I use for keeping track of my schedule, put a note in there to read the Bible every day. I know we've put many videos out on the importance of reading your Bible, but you know how it is. People say something and then they completely forget to actually do it. And so someone was talking about how they were wondering if a certain person they know could find them a spiritual advisor simply because they're someone who has a lot of connections in the church. And I'm like, yeah, but if you got one, the first thing they say is, come back after you do this and this and this. At which point I'm like, well, clearly I should do those things that I know are part of it. So I added read the Bible daily in my to-do list along with praying daily. So anyway, as we are in the church library and it is filled with random junk because people had to go and put random junk in here, and hopefully they're at least mostly religious books. I found one that's been written up on and is not even a religious novel, but go ahead and comment below with the weirdest thing you've seen in a church library, and whether it was meant to be there or someone stuck it there. Or if you can't think of one, think of your favorite, the end is nigh vision that has been completely disproved or completely refused to be approved, that you have that person that is always going on about. Sorry, I have to switch hand. And until next time, live your faith, love your faith, share that love.